Now, I'm very passionate about this particular topic. Today we are going over what editing app I would use if I started over as a photographer in 2026. Now, the reason why I'm passionate about this particular topic is because in today's photography landscape, I find these circumstances for hobbyists or people who are beginners looking to learn photography very unfair. And I believe it keeps people away from the hobby of photography. And this unfairness comes in the way of subscription softwares. You see, when I started photography over 10 years ago, I was able to go out and purchase my first camera, which at the time felt like me spending all the money I had in the entire world to get into this hobby. And I was also able to go out and purchase a license one time to software that was called Pixelmator to help me learn how to edit my photos. Now, Pixelmator I think is owned by Apple now, and it's more of a graphic design software, but the point is I was able to invest my money into the craft and not spend any more money until I actually learned something, until I started to progress in my career and eventually I could upgrade lenses, upgrade software, do all that cool stuff. Today, someone goes out and buys a camera, which is extremely expensive now. Prices have just continued to go up, and on top of that, they are stuck paying a monthly subscription for editing software while they're learning. So every month they're on the clock. They got to learn faster. They got to make sure they're getting the most out of this investment. And I've always found that to be very unfair and also something that I think deters a lot of people from getting into photography. It's very overwhelming to be learning something new and have it cost you money every single month. And that is where the software I'm talking about today, Luminar, comes into play. Now, Luminar is a program that works on your mobile device as well as your desktop, and you only have to pay one time to get started. It's a one-time license. They do have options available where you could split the payments up every single month, but the point is you can just sign up for Luminar and have everything you need there. There's not this treadmill of you paying every month. You can learn at your own pace. And it's the reason why I love working with Luminar once every couple years on this channel. They are the sponsor on today's video because they have an awesome update to their program. Now, last year I made a video going over how to use Luminar as an alternative to Adobe Lightroom. So if you want a more in-depth overview of how to use the desktop version of Luminar, you can check out that video. It is the second link in the description. And if at any time in the video you find yourself thinking, okay, this is something I want to try out, you can save 10% on your one-time purchase of Luminar using the first link in the description. Now, if you go watch that second video in the description down below, or you've seen past videos of me talking about Luminar, you might notice I'm no longer calling it Luminar Neo. That is because Luminar has gone back to their original name and dropped the Neo, so that name change is going to be seen through all their applications. And on August 5th, Luminar introduced an elevated interface for all of their applications, making this program easier than ever to use for someone who has never done any photo editing. Everything is just where it needs to be. It's very easy to navigate, even if you're a complete novice. Now, if you're currently a user of Luminar, there's some big updates coming in the fall, one of those being the introduction of web-based editing, so you can use a web browser to edit your photos over the cloud if you happen to be on a computer where you don't have the application downloaded. There's also going to be new features added like Atmosphere AI 2.0 with new fog effects, a new composition tool within the crop tool, a smarter AI Assist 2.0, upgraded masking, and a redesigned AI enhanced experience. These features will be part of a paid upgrade. That's how Luminar does their upgrades. Rather than charging a subscription, you can pay for these new features if they happen to be something you want. So if you already have Luminar and you want to pre-order, the pre-order for these upgrades closes on August 31st. That's the last day of the pre-order window and the last day for the lowest upgrade price of the year. So overall, Luminar is just continuing to get better and improve, and the reason I would use this as my first editing app in 2026 has to do with one, that subscription piece that I just talked about. Being able to purchase this one time is huge, but also the fact that it's now become a cross-platform and cross-device editing tool is big. Being able to edit your photos on your mobile device as well as your desktop application as well as on web is pretty awesome. So I'm going to show you right now how you can use Luminar on your phone, because that's something I've never covered on this channel. So I'm going to show you the basics of Luminar Mobile, and then we'll jump into some of the key features that I think are cool on the application on desktop. So let's jump onto the iPhone. Let me show you how this works. So when you open up the Luminar app, you'll bring in your photos by clicking the plus sign, which I've already done. Now the first thing I want to show you is just a general overview of how the app works. So let's open up this photo right here. Now the first thing you'll notice is when you have things like AI structure and these different adjustments, it's very easy to change these adjustments with the dials that are built into the application. So we can just ramp up this enhance right here, and you actually feel haptics in the app as well. Same thing with AI structure here. We can just move this around, and it's very easy to navigate and use this app if you've never edited photos before. And then we have more advanced things like light depth and detail, light, just bringing up your exposure, bringing down your exposure, shadows, highlights, all that good stuff. Everything is controlled with this panel down here. Contrast is this nice slider here as well. It's just a really easy to use app in my opinion. So let's jump out, and I'm going to show you some of the features that I think are really cool and great for someone who's maybe learning how to edit their photos for the first time. One big part of editing is your tone curve. So let's jump to this image right here. Now in Luminar, you can jump over to your creative right here, and in creative we can go all the way over to our curves. Now your tone curve is how you're going to add contrast and changes to your color. It's a pretty complicated topic, but it's something I definitely recommend experimenting with, because it's how you can create your style and your own unique look around your image. So we have a basic S curve applied here, so we brought our shadows down, we have our highlights going up a little bit. In our colors, we've made some changes to give us this more toned type of look. We've brought our red shadows down, we brought our red highlights up. We've also made some changes to our greens and our blues. Now what's cool about Luminar is you can click the three dots up here and you can save the tone curve you make as a preset if it's something you like. So we can go ahead and save this one. Now let's say we jump out to another image. Let's go ahead and go to this one right here. We can click on crop. We can click these three dots. We can rotate our image, and we can also change this to a different size. We can do an Instagram post, which is a 4x5, an Instagram story. For this one, let's say we're going to do a 1x1 square. So we'll crop that. And now we can jump into our presets right here, and we can select one of the presets that we've already saved and created and apply it to our image. And on top of that, there are multiple presets that come with Luminar that you can try for yourself that are pre-built. There are quite a few here, as you can see. So this gives you a lot of versatility to start your edits and begin tweaking your photos without having to build your own presets right away. Now, another cool thing about the Luminar app is the fact that there are multiple different filters that come with the application. So we have all of these different filters to pick from right here, and each one of these is going to give you a different film style look that you can use as a starting point to your edits to just help you get creative and figure out what it is that you actually like when it comes to photo editing. This is actually how I started doing my first edits, was using these types of film filter simulations. I remember using one that was a lot like this, but you can also bring the strength of these down by using this slider right here, so you don't have to have it at 100% unless you want it there. This is just another cool feature that can help you get creative and start helping you find your style with very minimal knowledge of things like the tone curve or color adjustments, and they all come with the application. Now, something that I personally don't use a ton, but it is something cool you can experiment with, is sky replacement. Luminar has been known for this for years, so on an image like this where the sky maybe isn't doing everything you want it to do, you can jump over to skies in the app and you can select one of these different skies that you can add in to your photo. You could do something extremely dramatic like this, or you could do something just a little bit more chill like this. Personally, I am someone who just likes to stick with what's actually happening, but I know a lot of people like using these to just get creative. And what's cool in the app, you can click adjust right here and you can change quite a bit about the sky replacement that you're choosing. So on this one, we can change the location of this sky and this cloud and get it to fit nicely into our composition. We can also swipe over here and make changes to different parts of this sky replace just to fine tune it and fix all the details. And we can also make adjustments to the overall brightness of it. We can make changes to the warmth or the coolness, and we can also add a little bit of defocus in here. So there's a lot of options and customization that you can do inside of the Luminar app. And what's important to remember about the Luminar mobile app, as well as the desktop application and the web application, which we'll talk about in a second, is this works for RAW files as well as JPEGs. So if you create a photo that you've already edited like this one, and you just want to add that nice finishing touch with something like a little bit of AI enhance, you can do that on a JPEG. But also, if you want to edit an entire RAW file that you shot either on your phone or your camera that you downloaded, you can process that RAW file as well. So on this image, we would need to rotate this photo by clicking these three dots. We can jump over to our crop. I think Instagram story is a good aspect ratio for this one. We can straighten it out a little bit, and then we can jump into our presets and apply one of our presets. Maybe we'll drop the strength on this one a little bit, and we can process this just like any other RAW file. We can now jump into our light, maybe bring up our shadows just a little bit on this one, and we can adjust our color as well if we want. So you can process RAW files and do an entire edit in the Luminar app, or you can use this as a tool to help you fine tune an edit that you already did with whatever other program you're using. Luminar does a fantastic job of being an all-in-one image processor, but also being a place to help you add those last-minute touches. For example, you can add retouching in the app. So let's click on this image right here, and if we wanted to, say, remove maybe a couple of these leaves that aren't colorful on the ground, we can just click on erase right here. We can adjust the size of our brush, and we can go in and we can select different areas that we want to get rid of. So you can use this as a retouching tool for your images as well. Gotta zoom in on there and really get that one. It's being a little tough on us. But yeah, whether you're using Luminar for all your edits or just something to fine tune your edits, this is capable of doing whatever you need it to do. So that is an overview of the mobile experience on Luminar, and with the mobile app, you can get a 7-day free trial to try it out for yourself and test it. Remember, when you want to sign up for Luminar, you can use the link in the description down below to save 10%, and that will sign you up for everything. You'll have web access as well as mobile access, as well as the application access with that full license. Now, I want to show you real quick some of the things that I like in the desktop app. Now, like I said already, I made a video last year going over how to use this as a Lightroom replacement, so I'm not going to go over a full workflow. You can check out that video. That's the second link in the description to learn more about that. I just want to show you some of the highlights and what makes Luminar cool going from the mobile app to the desktop version. Now, let's say that we want to sharpen up the look of some of our items in this flat lay. This phone case specifically just kind of isn't really punching. So what we can do is we can go into something like structure, which is an AI tool for us, and we can go ahead and add in some structure. Now, here's the thing. Notice how when we really bump up this structure, maybe we throw a little bit of boost on here, we're getting a lot of stuff happening down in this paper that I didn't do the best job of flattening out. So what we can do is we can go into masking right here, and we can do an object select. Now what this is going to do is it's going to select all of our objects for us automatically, and we can go in and create masks around each one of these different objects. So let's go ahead and mask everything in the phone right here. Let's go ahead and mask this part of the Hasselblad. We'll mask this car, and I think that's all we need to do. We could mask this logo as well. So we'll go ahead and click add. Now once we do that, we can jump back out, we can go to our adjustments, and notice when we turn this on and off, only the areas we selected with that mask are impacted by this adjustment, and we have a lot more structure and punch to those areas without negatively impacting that little bit of a mistake I made with the paper. So if you scroll down and you go to something like sky, you'll notice a masking option. Twilight Enhance has a masking option. Anywhere where a mask makes sense, you have that option easily available to you. So let's jump out and grab another example photo. Now, something that I typically do is edit a photo, let it sit for a while, and come back to it. And a lot of times I can see mistakes clearly when I get away from the image. This photo is an example I made of that. It's clearly over-processed. I went too crazy with the sliders. Now, in Luminar, all you gotta do to fix this is jump over to this Edits tab right here, and you can see each adjustment that you've made. So in this example, we can go and see that in our Develop module, our smart contrast was pushed maybe a little bit too far. Then we can jump down to our enhance right here. We can bring this down to a more conservative level. We can look at our structure as well and maybe bring that down to a more conservative level that makes a little bit more sense. And we can jump back up to our develop to apply all three of those. And now we have an image that has all those enhancements, but at a level that is a little bit more conservative. Now, one big difference with Luminar versus other programs is how your erase and removal tools work. So in this photo, we have a bunch of trash and little marks on the ground that I personally think are a little bit distracting. Now, in other programs, we'd have to go in and click each one of these separately, and it's a pretty time-consuming, tedious process, and it's the reason why so many people just skip retouching their images. In Luminar, all you gotta do is adjust the size of your brush, and you can brush over everything that you want to remove very quickly. So we'll grab all of these little distracting points on the ground right here. And then once we've selected everything that we want to remove from our shot, with one click of the mouse, we can click erase and all of those items are going to go away. So it's a much more quick process for retouching because you can just grab everything you see and remove it all in one quick button press. Now, when we jump back out here, this image is an example of something that I know I can enhance. When I made this photo, I wanted there to be more of a glow effect, and I could have used a Pro Mist, but I don't think I had one at the time, or if I did, it was a relatively weak one. What we can do in Luminar is jump down to something like glow and immediately add that glow type effect that we're looking for, and on top of that, we can select different types. So we could do soft focus, we could do this glow effect, we could do this Orton effect, which personally is my favorite. I think this looks really good. We could add in Orton effect soft as well, which is really gonna add a pretty heavy Orton effect. I'm gonna go with the standard one, but we can add that in, and now we have this enhancement that came to our mind very quickly, but we saved all the time of going in and creating multiple layers and doing a Gaussian blur and all the typical stuff that you would need to do to edit an Orton effect into your image. So real quick, let me show you one more thing that's actually being improved in the fall update. So something that's going to improve in the fall update is Atmosphere. We're going to get Atmosphere 2.0. Now, Atmosphere is a way to add fog and haze into our image. Now, this is how I like to use this. Let's bring this all the way up to 100 and let's find a depth that we think looks good. Personally, I think a low depth on this shot makes sense. Obviously, the foreground isn't going to be part of a fog because fog is farther away. Now, from here, we have the fog in a good spot. We can also bring down the lightness a little bit. We can now bring the amount down to where we think it makes more sense, and we can jump over to mask and we can click on brush and go to erase, and we can remove the barn from that fog just to help that red color still stand out. So now when we click it on and off, notice how we have that fog effect, and we can go in and remove more of it, but this is one of the big enhancements that's coming in the fall, and this is already a really cool feature, so I'm excited to see what Luminar does. So that right there are all the reasons why I believe Luminar to be the best starting software for someone getting into photography in 2026. The fact that you avoid a subscription is huge. It allows you to learn at your own pace, and on top of that, you have a multi-device editing experience that, in my opinion, is very easy to understand, especially with this improved user interface. And the best part is you can learn at your own pace and still have a very robust set of tools to allow you to bring whatever vision you have in your head to life. So remember, you can use the first link in the description to save 10% on Luminar. Also, if you are a current user of Luminar, remember the fall update is coming. coming. So if you want these new features, you can go pre-order them. The pre-order ends at the end of August, so make sure you get those pre-orders in and look for all of the new features being rolled out if you currently have a subscription, or you sign up today, or you decide to pre-order those updates. But with that said, I'm gonna get out of here. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments. I'll catch y'all in the next video, and best of luck on your photography journey.